Hi there everybody, it's Rarity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again for another card making video. And I just want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers too. I have hit that that target I was aiming for. I've now got over 1,000 subscribers, just about anyway. And yeah, I'm just totally amazed that I've managed to get that far. So thank you very much for supporting this little channel, and you know, I hope that you continue to be inspired by what you see. So for today's project then, we're looking at using some of the in colours, not all of them, just some of them, but using them alongside our core colours as well. Okay, so this one, I've got the Pretty in Pink colour coming through on those flowers, and I've teamed that with Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. Okay, so it's a Pretty Peacock card base, some Lost Lagoon layering, and it's Lost Lagoon that I've used for the colouring on the leaves there, and sponged over the background to make this background. But instead of just stamping it, I've actually popped all of those up on dimensionals to give a real textured background, and then just that sentiment in the front, so it's got lots of depth and layers to it. Okay, so we're going to make a variation of this today. The little flowers are from Layers of Beauty, so all the well, a lot of the samples, shall we say, have focused on this large image with the coordinating masks and dies and things. Okay, but there are other little stamps in here. There's a little tiny flower. Okay, so yeah, it's only about, what's that, the size of a 5p piece, something like that. Little tiny flower. And then we've also got this one here, and that's what I've used today. So it's not huge at all, but it's a really nice background filler. So I thought I'd pull out that today. There is a coordinating die for it to help me make the background with the dimension, but you don't have to do that. You could just stamp it like I've done before. And the sentiment I picked out was from the So Sincere stamp set. Okay, so this one has become an online exclusive, so you'll find it in the online store. And we'll change up the sentiment because we're going to use a different punch for the middle. We're going to use the heartfelt hexagon instead of the modern oval. Those two punches are really quite similar in size and quite interchangeable, so we're going to switch it up for that one. Okay, and the colours that we'll use are going to be Boho Blue and Shy Shamrock. So we've got an in colour from both of the collections. Okay, so we've got the 2024 and the 2023 colours there. Okay, rightio then. So the card base is going to be Boho Blue. Okay, I've got a scrap of white there, and I've already punched out a couple of hexagons. Oops. Okay, then I've got some layers here, so I'm not going to do as big a layer. I'm going to do them smaller. So this is one of the mini layers. So this is 3 by 4 3/4, and then I'm going to layer that with a piece that is 3 1/4 by 5. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm only using the single layer. I'm not going to double it up. You can frame it further if you want to. Okay, but that's what we're going to do. So that's going to stay white. This is the one that we're going to build up on. What I've already done or prepped is a whole heap of these already. So I've already stamped and coloured some of these. Okay, and I've already started a few more, so I don't know exactly how many I'm going to make, so I'd rather have plenty. Okay, so I've already started colouring this in because I got a bit carried away forgetting I needed to show you some of these. Okay, so what we'll have here then, let's see. Okay, so that's the Shy Shamrock that I've put in there, and I just grabbed a yellow. So on the other one, I think I picked out, just grabbed Lemon Lolly. Of this one, I grabbed the Daffodil Delight. Okay, and I've used the dark and light Shy Shamrock to colour that in, and then we're going to use the Boho Blue markers. So to colour this in. So I'm just going to drop in just a little bit of colour around the centre. Just following around some of those lines that have been put in by the artist who designed this or drew it. Is this a oh, these are $1 million ones actually. Both of these sets have this little mark on them, which means they were created by people who have achieved their $1 million. Okay, so this is Shelley Godby. I watch some of her videos. That's I'm sure that's Stampin' Smiles, I think. Anyway, you can find them. And Sandy Hancock. There you go. So they're both achievers there. And then we're going to come in and use the light marker and fill that in. Okay, yeah, so there are a very small proportion of Stampin' Up demonstrators who run businesses will achieve, you know, a sort of sales goal. Okay, so in America, the business has been going for like 35 years. So there's people who, you know, have been there from the start, and they've made it to those sales goals, which is amazing. Okay, and yeah, they get the opportunity to have oh sorry, did you see me colouring that to help with the design of a set, which is really cool. So there we go, there's our boho blue that's been put in there. Okay, and like I say, there's a coordinating die, so we can just run this through. This will fit through the mini cut and emboss. In fact, I'm going to start at this end just in case that tape pills. So it's not going to pill up anything if there's nothing there. So it will just about rub onto there, I think. Oops, a daisy. Probably would if what I'll do is I'll adhere it over the cutting plates, and then it will stick to that as well, hopefully. And then we'll run that through the machine. So I've got my Big Boss set up for us to do this with. So it won't take a minute just to do these 3 little die cuts. So when you have to sort of, you don't have to roll the plate all the way through to the back. You can just roll it enough to die cut what you need. Okay, so it doesn't take a moment or two, and then we can zoom back out actually. Sorry about that. I always forget to zoom back out. So that's what I was doing on this. I was just securing this die to that scrap part there, and we'll roll it through the machine again. Okay, so as I was saying, you don't need to run it all the way through. Just run it as far as it needs to and back again. That makes the process a whole lot quicker. So one more to go. Sorry, just going quiet while I'm trying to line that up. Just concentrating for a second. There we go. Right. Do love the die cut machine, it's just fantastic. Okay, so to create our dimensional background, we'll use some dimensionals. So where have my I've buried them underneath the supplies. So I'm going to put a large one at the top there. Okay, And just press my nail into them, which helps lift the backing paper. And then we'll put a small one at the bottom here, which means that'll be nice and well supported, and we can get all those backings off. Doesn't take too long, but if you dig your nail into it, or use some tweezers or something like that, it helps to lift the edge of that dimensional and make those little backing papers easier to remove. Okay, so just a little tip there, especially when you know, if your hands get sore and you can't do that pinching movement as well. Some people use their take the pick tool to sort of grab the backings off with that. So you do what works for you. Okay. As I say, I don't know how many of these I'm going to need exactly, so they're all ready to go, but I've just realised I've forgotten a step, which is to add some colour to the background of this. Now let me just check, because I've just moved stuff around. Yeah, it's this one that I need. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some scrap paper, grid paper, whatever. Oh, that happens to be all blue on it, so let's use that one. Do I want blue or do I want green? Oh, so this is my dilemma now. Do I go with the but the Lost Lagoon actually complemented the Pretty Peacock, you see, so I think I probably just want to do the blue, don't I? Could try the green, or we could go mad and actually use both. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to go with the blue. Okay, so this is just to help us define this from the background, really. Okay, so it doesn't want to be too heavy. This is just, and it's going to help that, I'm going to take advantage of the white edge around that die cut to help those pop and appear, you know, with that dimensional element. I want that to be, you know, obvious. Okay, so really light inking over that, which will give us that definition when we do the layering. Okay, I did have the Shy Shamrock out, but I think it might be a bit too much with everything else. Okay. So the other thing that I think I might need to do in advance though is actually sort out what my sentiment is going to look like. So I'm going to bring in the boho blue ink again and stamp that out and punch it. With the heartfelt hexagon. So this one's a nice delicate sentiment. Okay, and I think it just about fits in this punch, so we can turn the punch over and we can line it up. Yeah, like so, and get that punched out. Okay, and then we can use our scissors to slice this in half, and it doesn't have to be too super neat because we're not going to see it. Okay, and we can use some tape here to put that on both the bottom top portions there, and we'll line this up here. So I've done this a few times. It's really a good way to make more of a feature of a sentiment by building up this this punch. And you can do exactly the same thing with the modern oval, especially as they have a straight edge. I think it looks better with that. So otherwise you get like a step look in there. Okay, so the modern oval looks better, sort of top with the rounded edge cut down, and you can have that in either orientation. Okay, same with this one. So if this one would build outwards like that, and there we go. That's our topper for that. Okay, but this guy is going to help us secure it afterwards. Okay, because we're going to probably layer this up. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on this, okay, and then sandwich it onto this white punch. You could put another one in the middle if you want, but I'm going to be frugal. So we'll sandwich that together. Okay, and that means we've got a nice flat base to put some glue on, because our background is going to be nice and textured. So we'll want like the multi-purpose glue to help us stick that down. So that's what our sentiment's going to look like. Okay, we're probably going to want it roughly in the middle, or maybe just above centre. Okay, so this is obviously going to give us a bit of a you know, a guide as to how far in we need to be. So we want to build this up. We want to make sure those corners are filled in. So we're going to start positioning the flowers on, and they're going to hang off a little bit here and there. So a bit like how if we were stamping this background, we would be twisting and turning the stamp to get different different portions showing. We're doing exactly the same thing, but in this time with die cuts. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So you can be creative with that. So I think I might use, so half the fun is working out which way we're going to put these so that things look different. Okay, I'm kind of hoping we've got enough die cuts now. I don't know how many I did on the other one. I probably should have checked, shouldn't I? Okay, I think they were possibly a bit more spaced out as well. I don't really want an empty corner on there. Maybe that's what we need to do. So it might be that I'm just going to create more of a frame on this one, just because that's what I've ended up with. I don't want that to be too similar to that one, so let's twist this one around. The dimensionals are actually quite forgiving, so you can twizzle them about a bit and unpick it. Oh, might have just enough to go all the way around. One down here. Okay, and then you can eyeball that and think about whether you need any more on there. Okay. Oh, hope it wasn't out of shot, sorry. Okay, so I think we've probably got room for another one to go in. So you can twist these a little bit and reposition stuff. Maybe if I could reposition this one a little bit, I can make that fit a bit better. Okay, that's good. But I think we need another one to go into here. Okay, so we'll get that, another one of those prepped up. Okay, I have die cut another couple of those. So I'm going to pop one right there and one here. And that should look much more complete now. So that's looking marvellous. And because I've got that flat punch out on the back, that means I can put glue all over that and it will catch on all these little bits and be nice and secure. Maybe just pop maybe a dimensional in the middle there. I'll put it on the card and then we'll position that over the top. Okay, so we've got all these overhangy bits that we need to take off. So a mini guillotine is really good for this, or you can go round with your really nice sharp paper snips. So we'll just give this a little bit of a haircut. Okay, so there might be a little bit of the dimensional catching on some of those, but most of it probably is just overhanging excess cardstock. So just whiz around that. Like I say, if you've got a guillotine, it'd be even easier. Okay, I don't have one. So I'm just going to do this by hand. It doesn't take a minute, although I do find this a little trickier as a lefty. I don't know why, because what a right-handed person can take actually snip from the back here, which means you can get nice and close in. But for me, that just doesn't work. I can't, because the blades are the wrong way around. I can't do it. I've tried left-handed scissors and I just did not get on with them. So now I think that should be okay. Yep, that looks okay from the back. Okay, I'll just tidy those little teeny tiny scraps away, otherwise they'll end up stuck to something. Okay, and then we can layer that up. Now with all this dimension going on, I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue. Oops. To do that. So this is going to go onto some white to make it pop from the background, and I've used a slightly deeper layer than I would do normally. So I cut this 1/4 of an inch bigger. Usually I go for 1/8, so you get that really nice fine border. Okay, and then this is going to go onto the card base. So I know a lot of you like to use the multi-purpose glue all the time, but it's not my favourite. It does have its advantages for texture, things like this, and if you need to be precise or be able to wriggle things around. Okay, and then this is where it's going to come in useful in particular. So like I say, I think we can probably get away with just popping a dimensional there just to sort of help catch the centre. There isn't much in there, but if we cover that with some glue, it's going to catch on some of these other die cuts in the background and make sure it's all nice and secure. Okay, so then you can fiddle about with the placement a little bit. So I might have that a little higher up, like so. And that's going to sit nice and flat. We will want some pearls. Where's the iridescent pearls? So we'll get those out. But we do need a ribbon. So on this one I pulled out the one that matched with the flowers, which in this case this was Pretty in Pink. Okay, but I don't have any boho blue. We have the Shy Shamrock, but I think that would be, I don't know, do you think it would be too much? Should we just go with it? There's a bit more to pull in that other colour. It's just kind of what I've done with the other one really, in that I've pulled out the flower colour, which kind of got diluted with all the other layering using the green. And this time I've layered with the flower colour, so should we pull out the green? Oh, this is too small now, isn't it? Oh, might get away with it. I think they call this bordered ribbon, I think. The in colour bordered ribbon. It comes in basic beige as well. Absolutely love that new colour as well. It's a really good neutral. It's part of the basics. It's not a neutral. It's not in the neutral family. I should make that clear. But it's a really great base card. Done lots of videos with it. Oh, we could faff about with the bow for ages. Right, okay. Making that smaller and tighter than that. I think it looks like, oh actually I quite like it. I quite like it. Just possibly a little big, that's all. So I need to get the knot really tight. There we go. That's better. There we go. Got there. Don't know why I put the scissors away, because I need to trim my tails. Do you ever do that? You're trying to keep tidy and you end up putting things away that you actually need. I'll get a glue dot. There we go, found it. And we'll use a pokey tool to get that onto the card. Is it me or does that not look straight? Maybe I didn't punch it straight, I don't know. So as it turns out, that little bit underneath there is probably going to get mostly hidden, but you know what, when you look at things on the side or when they're sitting on a shelf, you can see down the sides of things, so I think it's worthwhile having the things there to make the card look complete. And then we're going to add some pearls into the spaces. Just to finish that off. I want one down here somewhere that's not going to interfere with the bow too much. Ooh, escape pearl. Doesn't want to go where I want it, does it? Okay, that'll do. Okay, so scattering of pearls along there. Put one just there as well. Just peeking through here and there. Okay, usually I go with odd numbers, but for this one I just wanted to sort of make some of those gaps up here a bit more filled. Okay, and that is it. We got there in the end. There's quite a lot of work in this one. It's probably one that you know, you don't want to be making lots of, but you know, when you've got special cards for special people to make, I think this one's going to have lots of impact. So I've gone with the double layers and a bigger piece on this one, smaller layers with the white, so you see more of the background card, but you know, the general theme is there. Might put another glue dot underneath that just to make sure that's all nice and stable. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing these variations of the same card. Do like to sort of give you some options, because you know it's all very you know, colour and layouts and things are very customisable. I'm sorry, I keep going off the camera today. Oh dearie me. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that and it's given you some ideas. I hope you're staying safe out there. Stay safe, and I'll see you again real soon. Okay, ta-ta.